One person actually said to me, he said, society is very addicted to mediocrity, and I always think that because I've had to work hard from the beginning, being diagnosed with autism and the early interventions and going through schoolings and all that, and sort of realising, well actually, I have the ability to do so much, and actually beat Brendan Hall, a Paralympian, who he's been to London and Rio, but thinking that I actually did it. So that's probably my lamest claim to fame. I'm a pretty goal-oriented person. So although something might take a while to achieve, knowing that I can strive for it is always the bigger picture, like putting my Land Rover on the road, and even training for a big swimming event, and even something that, although it might be a pie in the sky, you think, wow, I've actually achieved that as time has gone by. And when you get the victory, it just tastes a little bit sweeter. I decided at probably mid-teens I didn't have autism, or I had autism, because I saw the development of myself personally, and looking at Google and looking up symptoms of autism and thinking, well, they're not as severe as they were. But even then, to ignore the stigma that what I believe surrounded autism, and I guess to sort of pass prejudgment of myself, or think, what if someone else would judge me? And then, you didn't put it down on forums, I didn't want to talk about it. And in the end, I ended up lying to myself a bit, which probably wasn't healthy. But then Dad said to me, he said, if you lie to yourself, you'll end up lying to others, and there could be opportunities you could miss out on and turn your back to just because you're not being honest with yourself. So in 2013, I went to RYLA, which is Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. When they asked the question, what do you want from RYLA? I just wrote self-acceptance. And then that night, we had to do impromptu, which is picking a topic out of a hat. Got from there to stand behind the lectern to talk about the topic you have. Mine was, why am I here? And I just chose in that very moment to talk about that the self-acceptance was hindered by autism. But then I spoke for a minute and a half, and then everyone stood up, to my surprise, and that sort of led me to see that actually more people would actually rather support you rather than turn you down. And those who turn you down, they're not worth your time. Like when I was in high school, I faced a little bit of bullying as time went by, but then I had to make myself reflect, not at the time, but only now, that there were so many people who actually did choose to support me, and that it's easier to spread love than it is to spread hate. I guess the best part about being autistic from my perspective is being able to see the world in a slightly different way, and probably being able to unpack a problem in that many people may not appreciate, but because I have the ability to unpack how I think and how I work, I can solve a problem in a different way. I might be able to create a solution perhaps, and just, I guess it also enables me to have that drive that I talked about earlier, and that the high achievement. And I think if it wasn't for me being a bit different, I don't think I'd have the ability to do that.
Understand disability and inclusion. Go to acceptdifference.org.au.